Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. Today, we're discussing the second of two collaborations between the online journal Hodinkee and Ressence, the Swiss-Belgian hybrid independent. This is the Ressence Type 1H for Hodinkee. Launched in 2017, it's a 20-piece limited edition in stainless steel. It's a little bit smaller than a standard Ressence Type 1, 41.5 millimeters in diameter, 12.1 millimeters thick, which is downright slim by Ressence standards. 49.7 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, and it has a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. You'll also note that unlike other Type 1s, which have a wire style lug, here we have conventional lug profiles. Hodinkee with equal elements classical and avant-garde, and this watch has both in equal measure. Throw it on the wrist. Easy to wear. It is a little bit broad, at almost 50 millimeters lug to lug. It spans my wrist in full, so I'm going to say you need a wrist of 16 centimeters circumference or larger to wear this watch. That said, it is very flat with a domed bezel and a low profile. It'll easily slide underneath a dress cuff. The watch comes with 3 straps, 2 of them in leather, 1 calf, 1 shell cordovan horse, as we have right here, and then 1 is a textile strap with Velcro. You can see here we have a lovely combination of calf on the bottom, shell cordovan on the top, a lovely contrasting gray binding stitch that is the color of the dial, and then the Ressence signature, a counterweighted clevis style pin buckle with the little Ressence hand logo inset on the pin, and even a little recess for the pin in the buckle. Ressence does details right. So taking a quick look at the case, you can see it's brushed and subdued. Most Ressence watches are dominated by high polish. This one, designed to be a bit more discreet, it has blended pointed conventional lug profiles that you won't find on other Type 1s. And you can see that the lugs are slightly rounded and rolled at their edge. The bezel is actually beneath a sapphire crystal. If you look carefully, the crystal actually slings over the edge of the bezel and defines the edge of the case. So what you have is actually a wall-to-wall crystal on top, and it is a crownless watch. You use the case back, which is nicely coined for easier friction, and you get traction. This is how it works. The watch uses an ETA 28242 automatic base that winds automatically a 36-hour power reserve. That said, you can use the friction zone on the reverse side to wind it manually if you prefer. Now on the dial, you will note that it is a day indicator. We have a set of 7 arcs, and 2 of them are hollow. Those are the weekends. Now, it moves in a clockwise direction, so right now you can see Monday, Tuesday. We are just on a Tuesday, and I'll show you how you read AM, PM. Take note, the day indicator is right at the beginning, which means you're in the first half of the arc, which means we are looking at 6 a.m. Not only is it a day indicator, it is also a regulator, as we have the operation runner. It's not really a seconds dial because it takes more than 60 seconds to make a full circuit, but we have the runner, which represents seconds in operation. We have the minutes, and then we have the hour, and you can see each one has its own separate scale, so it is a regulator dial. Now we have this nickel anthracite matte coating on a ROCS module, so this movement has 40 joules, but if you know the 28242, you know it has 25 joules. So 15 joules and over 100 parts comprise the Ressence module that sits atop the ETA automatic base. And that's important because Ressence does a lot of its own watchmaking with the complication module. Hodinkee decided to open up these German silver plates to give us a view of the complexity of the underlying Ressence orbital convex system, and I'm glad they did. As you can see, it rotates with everything in play rotating on its own scale, but also rotating relative to each other. And yes, you can set it with the case back. There's also a reverse set system to quick set the day. The watch is 1 ATM water resistant, so splash only. This is not one to submerge. And of course, all the features of the 2824 base are present and correct, including bi-directional winding. It's a 36-hour power reserve here, not 38 because of the module, and the 4 Hz beat rate. A lovely watch that's extremely wearable, thin, fine, unusually grayscale and modern. It's also monotone, sleek, and a bit understated, while at the same time exhibiting a bit of exuberance in the way the mechanism is brought out. It almost looks like a watch that's half constructed or maybe half deconstructed, and very special as a result. Now, it does feature lume, but the lume is of the black luminova variety, which means it fades fairly quickly. That said, for a few minutes after drop dead of the lights out, I'd say -10. That's when it goes fully dead. So you've got visibility for about 10 minutes after the lights go out. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. Oh, fun fact, the boxed set with this watch includes those 3 straps, but also a plastic Ressence Frisbee. We all like swag.